President Trump is working to win over House Republican holdouts on the budget. At a fundraiser last night, the president told them to, quote, close your eyes and get there. Let's bring in our Nikole Killion, who is on Capitol Hill, who can possibly explain the politics of, I guess, blind faith. I'm not sure. Nikole?
Yeah, well, obviously, we saw the Senate take action on this budget resolution, which, just to be clear, is not the actual legislative proposal to advance the president's agenda, but more or less the legislative vehicle, the blueprint, if you will, to guide the process. So the Senate passed their version over the weekend. Now it's the House's turn. A short time ago, this measure did clear a key procedural hurdle, but there are still some members who have some reservations, and really the reason is because there's still kind of two different approaches to how Senate Republicans and House Republicans want to approach this budget resolution. You know, in terms of the Senate measure, they have proposed cuts maybe around $4 billion. Republicans here in the House feel that is way under. Even if it is a floor, they believe that ceiling should be much higher. They are pushing for cuts in excess of $1.5 trillion in order to pay for the president's legislative agenda, most notably extending his tax cuts. Of course, this also would include some funding for a border policy once lawmakers are able to draft this measure, as well as advancing the president's energy agenda. But again, this resolution will strictly guide the process, kind of instructions, if you will, a blueprint to outline the process going forward. But there does need to be more compromise here, and that's kind of what some House Republicans are pushing for in order to be able to support this measure.
And Nikole, as you've been reporting all week, the whole tariff conversation has, if nothing else, been a kind of political distraction. Does this pause in any way change the underlying politics for House Republicans as they consider this bigger budget question?
Well, it may give them some breathing room, certainly, because there were some questions about its ability to advance, particularly if these harsher tariffs were to come down. Of course, now that we're in this pause, I think once again, lawmakers are taking a wait-and-see approach. I think it's interesting to pick up where you left off with Finn from the standpoint of Secretary Bessent was supposed to be up here on Capitol Hill talking to House Republicans about not only the budget resolution, but also this tariff plan. And then he didn't come, only to find out that this pause did take effect. There was also the U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer up here on Capitol Hill for a second straight day, and finding out and really being questioned on this pause in the middle of the hearing. Even after the hearing, we tried to press him about whether or not he actually knew about this pause before testifying here on Capitol Hill. He did not respond to our questions, Major.
Who knows what, when? Nikole Killion, thank you.